Howdy friends, fellow music lovers, Wes here checking in with another episode of The Vinyl Survivor. This is where I talk about 5 albums that were new to my ears. Maybe they were new purchases or just older albums that I purchased in the past and haven't had a chance to get to yet. And this is where I talk about things that I've cleaned up, listened to, given a serious listen to, and decided whether I want to keep them or get rid of them. So kind of where I talk about the music that I'm listening to and whether I liked it or not, and trying to let people know about what it's all about, and maybe you'll find something here that you like for yourself. So let's go ahead and get into it. First album we have here is an album from 2012. This is Tame Impala's Lonerism. Tame Impala are a modern psychedelic, I wouldn't say band because it's basically one guy, Kevin Parker, and he recorded this music in his home between 2010 and 2012. You kind of see his home recording rig there set up and working on some music there. Kind of a cool shot there. Yeah, this is some modern psychedelic music, very psychedelic sounding manipulated guitar notes. You get some actual synthesizer, electronic kind of manipulation. It's very modern psychedelic stuff, and it's the kind of music I really like. If you're into, I mean, this can cross over to different genres. If you're into dance music, you might like this. If you're into like the Flaming Lips, you might like this. Really cool, interesting stuff. Something that sort of gained some notoriety here in the States, at least last year, and something I picked up last year, and I just now getting to it. Been listening to this for the past few months since I picked it up in the fall, and yeah, really cool music here. I really enjoy it. Gotta Be Above It, or Just Be Above It is the first song, and this is a 2 LP set on black vinyl, and we have WG/NRG in the dead wax, or NRP in the dead wax, sorry, which we know is Nashville Record Pressing, but for some reason last time I couldn't remember who WG was, and it's stupid because it's my name and I should be able to remember it, but WG is Wes Garland, mastering engineer that works at Nashville Records. So that's who did the mastering. You'll see his name fairly often on modern vinyl. Does a pretty good job with it, I think. Yeah, so that's Tame Impala Lonerism. If you want some modern psych music, pretty good. This is a pretty easily accessible piece of music, and you'll probably recognize some of the songs on here, maybe even. Alright, next thing we have here is a 12-inch single from Soft Cell. This is a 12-inch single for Torch from 1982. And this is on Some Bizarre Records. And the B-side is Insecure Me. Of course, me being into 80s synth music, I do love Soft Cell. I did enjoy listening to this. However, it's not going to be a keeper for me. It was just okay. I really don't do singles unless it's a song I really love, and this song was not something I really loved. It was just okay to me. But this is I believe this is a UK pressing as well. It has a very thin jacket. There's the label on that one. Just pretty plain, nothing interesting in the dead wax or anything on this one. Just a pretty standard 12-inch single, one track on each side, and not much needs to be said. I think the next few records are from a thread from Dr. Deadwax, Lilies Kill Cats, and I thought maybe these flowers up here were lilies. I don't know. I guess they're probably not, but they were some flowers, so I used this. But anyway, this was an interesting listen, but not going to be going into the collection. Alright, next up is a hip-hop compilation called Uptown Is Kicking It from Uptown Records, 1986, I believe this is. Yes, 1986. You got like the most well-known group on here is Heavy D and the Boys, Uptown Crew, DJ Marley Marr, Groovy Chill. Overall, just some of that late 80s East Coast hip-hop sound, very much Heavy D and the Boys sort of sound, with a sort of an R&B influence to it. Not particularly the hip-hop style that I prefer myself, and this was another enjoyable listen, but not something I see myself wanting to return to or something I want to keep. So This one's not a keeper either, and this is just on the 80s MCA Rainbow label. Pretty common, not anything interesting going on there. So that's Uptown Is Kicking It. Not going to be going in the collection, but a fun one to listen to. I should be saying prices here, just if you're curious. The Tame Impala I bought at Books A Million. We have a discount card there, so I got 10% off, so it was around $18 for this one. The soft sell was, I paid 25 cents for this from the library sale. And the Uptown Is Kicking It was also from the library sale. I don't remember what I paid for this, maybe 50 cents or so. Somewhere in there, under $1. Alright, the next thing we have to talk about here is the London cast recording for Cats, the musical. Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. I have the Broadway cast recording back there in the collection, and this one's going to be going in the collection as well. I actually think I prefer the London cast recording a little bit more. It seems like there's a little more synthesizer on this one, or maybe it's more pronounced, or just I haven't really done an A and B comparison, but I just really remember enjoying this one a lot more than I enjoyed the Broadway cast recording. So Cats is kind of one of those musicals that you either love it or you hate it. A lot of people hate this and hate these songs, but I'm a cat lover, and I love these songs. They're fun, they're funny, I get them because I'm a cat lover. You know, I get this sort of, I guess, the cat personality that's in this musical. It's really fun, and I've actually never seen Cats before. I should try to make it to it. I don't know if it's still touring or not. I know it sort of comes and goes, but maybe one of these days I'll see it. It's probably on DVD somewhere as well. Pretty cool. London cast recording. So I have both ones, and as I said, I prefer this London one. Get inner sleeves with lyrics. I won't pull all those out. 2 LP set as the Broadway one is. And this is on Geffen Records, but it is pressed at, it has the rifle and the dead wax, so it is a Winchester pressing. And there's WW2 in the dead wax, so I'm guessing that's Warner Wakefield. I know Mark can probably correct me on this, but this is on Quiax vinyl. I don't know if it's going to show up. It's very dark, but I don't know if it's coming through there or not. But it is. There is some light that shines through this vinyl, so that's Cats London cast recording going in the collection. Probably spent entirely too much time on that, but I do love this soundtrack, and it's something I listen to often. So, well, not often, but I do revisit this from time to time, and I enjoy these songs, and they're fun. So, going in the collection. Okay, last thing we have to talk about today. If there's one thing you check out from today's bunch of records, it's this one. I want you to definitely check this one out. This is The Hissing of Summer Lawns by Joni Mitchell from 1975. Of course, Joni Mitchell is started off as a folk singer, then moved into jazz and exploring different blending of different genres, and she's just an incredible artist who's just done some incredible work over the years, and this is an excellent Joni Mitchell album. For opening track is In France They Kiss on Main Street, which is a pretty well-known song. I think most people would recognize it once they heard it. Then the next song is The Jungle Line, which is a really neat song that showcases her wide range of styles. Features like some African drummers, and then there's like a Moog synthesizer in there. Just really interesting music here in this album. Just awesome all the way through. I don't know if it's going to show up, but the cover is embossed down here. Really beautiful artwork. The inside has lyrics and a little bit about the album, and or what the album's not about, kind of thing here. Very interesting read there. And this was released on Asylum Records. So yeah, Joni Mitchell, Hissing of Summer Lawns. Please check this one out if you haven't already. A great album from Joni Mitchell. Awesome stuff. Really showcases her wide range, and a great album. Really enjoyable. I think I might just go ahead and spin this now while I'm editing. So it's another episode of the Vinyl Survivor. 3 made it, 2 didn't, so that's a pretty good episode. Definitely a positive episode. More made it than didn't, so that's always a good thing. I want to thank you for watching another episode. Please subscribe if you want to check out future episodes. I thank you for that. And we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.